Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet a true AI genius. It's Mark Abrams. He's the founder of XP Flow. You're going to hear his journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I think the great Mark Cuban said it best. There's 2 kinds of people on the planet: the people who will understand and harness AI, and the people who will be eliminated by AI. To talk about AI and all things above is my next client, Mark Abrams. He's the founder of XP Flow. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay, I want to get into the AI journey in a second, but let's start with politics, because you've had a very colorful career.
Yeah, and my entrepreneurial background kind of stemmed from that. I was active in politics very early on in my life. And when I was 17, I decided to run for a school board in a district that represented about 120,000 people. And I was still in high school. So I signed my own high school diploma. I got elected when I was in high school. Still in the history books, I guess, as the youngest elected official in the history of the United States. At this point, I'm not so young, but
that's cool. I mean, I'm sure that made national news at the time.
It did. It made a lot of news and a lot of different publications. And in those days, it's a little older, so there's no internet. But it was pretty nice. We had a lot of TV cameras at my high school graduation, where I happened to be the speaker as well.
That's so cool. Okay, how long did you dabble in politics, and how long did that part of your journey last?
Yeah, I always say it wasn't a fluke. People started realizing how old I was, and I got reelected by landslide. So they must have thought I did a decent job. And then I started making money. And when I started making money, I thought, this is kind of fun too. So I kind of got into the entrepreneur spirit. But I stayed in politics for years and was involved in all kinds of campaigns, from national campaigns to local ones.
Okay, and you were kind of AI before AI was cool. I think the whole world learned about AI when ChatGPT came along, and then suddenly we're all kind of forced to recognize that this, the future is now, and you better get on this train. So you've been in technology for a dozen years. Tell us about the tech part of your background.
Yeah, so I kind of learned the tech business with a shotgun to my head. So I really didn't have a background in it. I could turn on my computer, but that was about it. And I took it to the other length, where I decided to found a couple tech companies. And so with XP Flow, it was early AI. We were able to take AI and make it work for us.
Okay, so let's talk more about AI, because believe it or not, we've all been interacting with AI for more than a decade. Every time you go to Bank of America, you're chatting with a bot, right?
That's right.
So tell us what XP Flow does and how you help your customers.
And I'll tell you a little bit how I got into it. So our first tech company was machine learning, which was basically early AI. And it ran off of 5 patents by a very famous guy named Dr. Alistair Black, who has many, many patents, I think 54 patents. And he's very known in the Silicon Valley. He was just a brilliant guy. So he did AI. He started that in 2000, 2001. So it's been going for quite a while. So when I ventured into this, we had one of our developers whose wife was an affiliate manager, and she said, hey, this is a part of the business that's really lacking. And so I'll just tell you really quick what it was, is she needed leads and to be able to sell her products. So what happened was she said something to her husband. He said something to us, and I gave it a green light. And so basically what we do is we provide the ability for people to sell by providing AI-generated contacts. And in our case, they get 5 a day. We probably scan 15,000 sites to give the 5. So those 5 are very exceptional. They should produce actual sales. And so that's kind of what we do with AI. One thing about AI, and don't mean to keep going on, but AI is stupid. AI is basically a plain platform, and then you teach it. And as you teach it, it gets smarter, smarter, smarter. And eventually it can do the job of 10, 20 people. So now when she was looking out for 1 lead a week, we can give it to her in 3 seconds every morning.
Outstanding. We're going to pull up your website, and I want you to talk about, Alfie. What is Alfie?
So Alfie is the name that we gave our AI, and it's kind of a little bit taken off of it. So it's Alfie, which is really A-L, but it looks like AI. And so Alfie goes around, and Alfie is the actual mechanism that goes around and looks for these leads, basically. I hate using the term leads because it's so much more than a lead, but yes, it leads.
Outstanding. So give me one of your favorite success stories.
Well, a good one is we have a headphone company, and it's a really quick story. He came into our office and talked to us about the fact that he had these amazing headphones. He used the gentleman from Beats, but they came up with a better sound system, and he met with me and we talked and everything. I said, so how did you get into, this whole headphone system and everything else? And the person who was with me said, do you know who this is? And I go, yeah, he's somebody who's invented headphones. No, it was an all-pro, I believe, wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, Mark Clayton, for years. Wow. And I had no idea. What we've done with his company is we've given them as leads every day, and he's constantly actively selling many, many more, and one's leading to another, And it's called LIVV if you want to look it up. It's just a fabulous system, and Mark is dedicated to it, and we're real happy for him.
Well, tell us about the growth of your company and why people engage you, and I want to hear that part of the journey.
Sure. So we're the only one of our kind out there. So AI, you hear OpenAI and everything else. Well, that's generalized AI. We've taken that AI and then created a business out of it. So what does OpenAI do? They're going to go after the big businesses and compete and make those businesses big. But there's all these segmented businesses. So our business is just that. It's a segmented business. And what we're doing is we're taking people's ability to sell and putting it on steroids. And then they're using what's called our affiliate platform to actually sell. And for that, we get a percentage of the gross sales, but they get everything taken care of, where we pay the affiliate. We do all the financial things like 1099s, et cetera, give full accounting and make sure that there's no fraud. And so it's something we really are proud of because it's all AI based. We have firewall after firewall. You just can't get into it. And that's one good thing about AI too.
All right. So you and I are of the same age. We're both boomers. And so I'm on LinkedIn, and often I get this request and I say yes. And then the first thing they do, I can tell it's a chat bot that is selling me something. And I just, I'm not even going to respond to this person because their very first line was, do you need what I sell?
Right.
All right. So talk about like the, how to use leads effectively to actually ring the cash register.
So what we do is we provide the letters and the formatting for people to send it out to go after these people once they're provided it. So what occurs is these are very detailed letters that don't sound like ChatGPT. They don't sound like they're made by a machine. We've worked over and over and over to make them sound friendly. The AI goes and places all the necessary things in there, but it doesn't do the, dear Mr. or whatever.
Right.
It really gets in there of the person, and we know who to send it to. We say, hey, you're senior vice president of this, how great it is to talk to you. Here's what we have. This is what we're doing, and we want you to buy our Live headphones.
Wow. Brilliant. I think you're a genius. You're also, you have the heart of a teacher because you appear on a lot of podcasts. I found one. We're going to put this up on the screen. So, Mark, I have to believe that there are countless potential clients who don't even know they need you. So tell us how you solve that problem, and how do you tell the market, hey, we are solving a problem that could take 20 of your team members to do?
So we were just at the Web Summit, which is arguably the second largest behind CES conference in the world in Lisbon, Portugal. There's about 75,000 people there. And so we had a booth, and I was able to speak, and we were we were given the accolade of one of 4 of the top new startup companies. So we had a booth there, and we could tell that people wanted what we had because we had a line of people. In fact, at the end of every night, the security would come over and have to shut down our line. Everybody is looking for this. Now, there's a lot of people that aren't on what's called affiliate networks. So that's Rakuten, you might have heard of, or CJ. These people need what we have, and there's probably 1 million or 2 million people who sell that don't have that, and we provide all of that.
Okay, eventually, Mark, do you see this replacing entire sales teams?
Well, it doesn't replace the sales team because you still have some outreach, but it definitely takes the ability of an affiliate manager and takes it so instead of having 10 affiliate managers, you'd have 1. So people say, hey, AI isn't going to have people lose jobs, but it is, but it also creates new jobs. So it creates more ability because the bigger we get, the more people we do have to hire.
Outstanding. Mark, we have about 2 minutes left. So final thoughts. What do you want to leave people with?
Well, I just want to say that the entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in the U.S. And the fact that we have AI and we can do good things with it. Now, there's going to be people that are going to do interesting things with it. But if you take things like what we're doing and you make it available to people, you create more commerce, you create more sales, and more ability to add to the economy. And in our case, that's what we want to do. And by the way, we're in Europe as well. So we're in Europe and the United States. And we're very active in Europe as well.
Wow. Well, congratulations on your success. No surprise there. We're going to end with his website, which is xpflow.app. The great Mark Abrams. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.